Hey, what's up, players? So, right off the bat, I'm going to tell you that this is going to contain a bunch of spoilers for Sonic 3, the movie. In fact, I'm going to open up with a massive spoiler. So, if you have not seen the movie yet, I'm going to give you till the count of 3 to stop the video, watch the movie if you haven't already, and then come back and we can talk about it. Alright? 3 seconds. Son, ni, ich. Alright. Bro, did you see that Super Sonic versus Super Shadow fight? Oh my gosh. That fight was so cool. Oh my gosh. I felt like a little kid watching that. It was so cool. And dude, the team up with them fighting against the gun robots. Bro, gun robots now? Dude. And the SA2 pose. Oh my gosh, dude, if I wasn't in the movie theater where I had to be conscious of other people, I would have been flipping out. Oh my gosh. I apologize. I'm recording this a day after seeing the movie just so I can make sure I have as many details in my head as possible. And I know this isn't going to be eloquent or anything. I just want to nerd out and talk about Sonic the Hedgehog for a bit. Okay, so this is the third live-action Sonic the Hedgehog movie. In Sonic 2, we are properly introduced to Tails, and we get to see Knuckles for the first time. In Sonic 2 is when we start to see more of the video game isms make their way into the movies. Now, with Sonic 3, we are introduced to Shadow the Hedgehog, and we're also introduced to Professor Gerald Robotnik, played by Jim Carrey. Shadow wants revenge against humanity, and the professor also wants something. Dude, it is so crazy how far this movie franchise has come. I know a lot of people talk about the initial design for Sonic, but seriously, we went from seeing that and going, dude, this franchise is cooked. Sonic's gonna be a laughing stock. This is just gonna feed into the long running thing of bad video game movies. Like, we went from that to
look at us. Hey, look at us.
Look at us.
Huh?
Who would have thought?
Not me.
dude, there's just so much I love about this movie. Like, seeing the Sonic heroes on screen, oh my gosh, that just made me so giddy and happy just to see them working together. Like, I really love their dynamic. You got Tails, who's like the little brother of the group, who's tech savvy and really smart. You got Knuckles, who's the stoic, strong guy who isn't even trying to be funny, but he has unintentionally funny moments. And then you got Sonic, played by Ben Schwartz, who's the funny go kind of guy who's slowly started to come to terms of not only being a leader but also having friends and family. In this movie, we finally get to see the Sonic characters take more of the center stage, with the human characters taking more of a backseat. Obviously, characters with the exception being of the Eggman or Eggman, Agent Stone, and Maria. Not that the human characters were bad. Like, I do really like characters like Tom and Maddie, but it's just nice to be able to watch a Sonic movie and have the Sonic characters actually be more involved in the movie. Especially because having them on screen more means that we can see crazier stuff happen, like these crazy fight scenes and having stuff happen in space and stuff like that. So as mentioned, Keanu Reeves plays Shadow the Hedgehog, and I don't know if this was a meme at first, because I remember seeing the memes, but I never in a million years would think that they would actually make it happen. And honestly, I couldn't think of anyone better qualified to play a Shadow. I don't know if there's some kind of contractual obligation that Keanu and Idris Elba have to voice characters in the same franchise, because they're also in Cyberpunk. But hey, I'm glad that they're both here. And dude, Keanu absolutely killed it as Shadow. Like, his delivery is, I would probably best describe it as slow but weighty. I just love hearing him. They absolutely nailed Shadow's personality in the movie. I know I mentioned that it's nice to have more focus on the Sonic characters over the human characters. I will make an exception for Maria, because I would consider Maria a Sonic character. And dude, I just love seeing the relationship that she had with Shadow. Like, with the whole the roller skating scene, just like her being so playful with him. Like, man, between this and the Shadow Generations shorts and the few moments that we got to see them interact in Shadow Generations, man, just really makes you feel for Shadow of what he lost when she died. Jim Carrey playing both Eggman and his grandfather. Dude, Jim Carrey is a legend. A while back, he said that he had retired from acting, but as it turned out that he was actually taking a short break. I don't know if Sonic is just a franchise that he loves so much that he's willing to come back for this role, but he absolutely brought his A game. It's like with each movie, he becomes more and more insane and unhinged. Like there's less and less restraints. Like he's really tapping into his over the top physical comedian style that he is beloved for. And Sonic 3 was playing two roles because he was also playing Professor Gerald Robotnik, his grandfather. I will admit, he played the two roles so convincingly that anytime the two guys were together, I kept forgetting that these are two separate characters. He did a really great performance, and it really helps that he was able to make the distinction between the two Eggmen. I'll just say Eggman, because you have Robotnik, our Eggman, he's evil, but you definitely start to get the sense that there's a line that he won't cross. And then you have Professor Gerald Robotnik, who's a bit more like unhinged. That scene where Professor told Robotnik, "You're no Maria." Like the way he delivered that, like that made my heart sink. That was like, dang, that's cold. Some other things that I loved about the movie was the soundtrack. Oh my gosh. They actually included more music from the games. That's something that I've been wanting for so long. And man, I can't believe they actually did it. The most notable standout being Live and Learn. The fact that they're leaning so heavily in the Sonic Adventure 2 influence that they even got Live and Learn to play. Oh dude, that gave me goosebumps. Even just like small details that they did not have to do, but did, like playing the Act Clear jingle when Sonic won the race in the beginning of the movie, or Eggman's ringtone being his theme from SA2. Like this is so many small touches that I just really love. Is it just me, or does it seem like the CG improves so much more in each movie? I was actually blown away by the fur effects with the Sonic characters. Massive shout out to the animators, because they are putting in a lot of work to make these characters look as convincing as possible. I mentioned the music, but man, the Easter eggs in this movie went crazy. There's way too many to go over. I'm definitely gonna need a rewatch to catch the ones that I missed. But some of the most notable ones that I wrote down were, oh my gosh, the helicopter scene in the beginning of SA2 where Sonic says his line, talk about low budget flights, no free movies, I'm out of here, and then they jump out. Dude, that got me gassed. I remember seeing that in the trailer, like without that line, and I was thinking that in my head, like, dude, that'd be cool. Like, it'd be sick to hear them reference that, because I was like thinking of that. But the fact that they actually had that line in the movie, oh my gosh, it had me doing the Leonardo DiCaprio meme from Once Upon a Time. Like, like he said the thing. Oh man, some other stuff that I thought was pretty cool was Knuckles being scared of ghosts. That's a deep cut. Funny because I made a video on that in the non-horror games that scared me, where I actually referenced that same exact thing. So it was really cool that they included that in the movie. I mentioned the Sonic Adventure 2 pose. That's, oh my gosh, so cool to see on the big screen. I don't know if this really counts as an Easter egg or not, but Super Shadow using Chaos Spear, dude, I wanted to jump out on my seat, because seeing him use his chaos powers that he got later on in the series was just, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And we got Chow Garden, we got the Bio Lizard, which was something that I didn't catch at the time, like I didn't register in my mind during the scene, but Bio Lizard actually being referenced as the show that Shadow and Maria were watching. Sonic and Shadow dabbing up like they did in SA2, but then powering up into their super forms. Dude, there's just too many. And oh my gosh, it's so cool to see a Hollywood movie like acknowledge and respect the source material like this. And then the post-credit scene. Dude, can we talk about Metal Sonic and Amy and Chell being back? Let's start with Metal Sonic. I'm really curious who built these metal Sonics. Did Eggman happen to build these? Or did someone else? And Amy, oh my gosh, Amy looks super cool. The way that she put in the work on those metal Sonics makes me think that they're gonna go for a more action oriented Amy versus just the lovey-dovey massive fangirl. So hey, if this is the direction that they're going with for her, I am 100% on board. And it's actually kind of cool to see both these characters be introduced at the same time for the next movie, because now that means that we have our Sonic CD representation. I'm not sure if this means that we're gonna go all in on Sonic CD with like time zones and time travel, Little Planet, stuff like that. But it is cool to see this representation and just to see more characters be added in. I don't know about you, but I am so glad that Shadow is confirmed to have lived and will be back based on the very last post-credit scene. Because there's one last thing that actually did not get answered in the movie that I hope would actually be addressed in, if not the next movie, then maybe later down the line. So Shadow's origin story that we know of based on Sonic 3 is that he crash landed onto Earth 50 years ago. He doesn't know where he came from, nor was it addressed where exactly he came from. In that one scene with Maria and Shadow, Maria talks about the stars in the sky, which gets called back later on when Shadow and Sonic are on the moon. My question is, are they hinting about the Black Arms, and will they make an appearance in the movie continuity? Honestly, I wouldn't even entertain that thought being a possibility if it wasn't for the fact they were willing to reference Shadow the Hedgehog by giving Shadow both his motorcycle and gun. Also, earlier this year, with Shadow Generations, which was the added part to Sonic Generations, they actually brought back Black Doom and the Black Arms. I know that the game franchise is a different continuity from the movie franchise, but the fact that they were willing to revisit and bring back such clear references from Shadow the Hedgehog really makes me think that it's not off the table. Honestly, it's really cool that we're able to speculate these sort of things as a possibility, because each movie has spread its wings more and more and introduced more elements of the games into the movies, which is so cool. Overall, I loved Sonic 3. It is the best of the Sonic movies, and I think this is just something that continues to raise the bar for how video game movies should be. Highly recommend. That's gonna be it for me, y'all. I'm assuming if you made it this far into the video, first of all, thank you for watching, and second, you probably have seen it, so let me know down below, what did you think of Sonic 3? What were your favorite parts? If you're looking for a non-denominational church, down in the description below will be a link to our church locator. And if you just want to hang out, link to my Discord is also down below. Hopefully this should be up before Christmas. If so, hey, I hope you have a Merry Christmas. If this goes up after Christmas, I hope you had a great Christmas and you have a happy new year. I do have one more video that should be up on the other channel, so keep an eye out for that. So till next time, peace.